Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Chapter 8 Gift for the Darkness. The boys return and tell about the sighting of the beast. Piggy questions Ralph closely about it, and from Ralph's responses, concludes that they would be powerless against such a creature. Jack counters by saying that it might be tackled by his hunters. Ralph is contemptuous, describing them as boys armed with sticks. Jack is hurt by Ralph's dismissal of his hunters and blows the conch to call a meeting, which Ralph says he had intended to do anyway. It is now common knowledge that the three boys have seen the beast. Jack maintains that it is a hunter, although on what evidence is unclear. Ralph, he says, has insulted his hunters. Ralph is not a proper chief and has showed himself to be cowardly. After a brief volley of argument, Jack gets to the main thrust of his speech and holds a vote of no confidence in Ralph's leadership. No one votes to remove Ralph as leader, though for the second time Jack is unsuccessful. On this occasion, not even the choir votes for him. In his anger and frustration at this, Jack walks off in tearful fury to set up his own. Ralph is bewildered by Jack's reaction and feels that he will come back in the evening. Piggy, however, is rather relieved at Jack's departure. He says that there will be no need for Jack and his hunters now, and that the boys must stay near the platform to avoid the beast, about which he is still skeptical. Simon shyly and hesitantly suggests that they should climb the mountain. Typically, the boys ignore him. Piggy brings up the matter of the fire and proffers the suggestion that they light it by the bathing pool instead of on the mountain. The boys set to build a fire with a sense of purpose, using rather damp wood, and Piggy takes the initiative for once to light it. With the fire lit, Piggy and Ralph consider reorganizing things and making a list of names, only to find that many of the boys have drifted away. It is suspected that these, like Jack, were the troublemakers who did not want to play. Ralph feels they will be better off on their own. Piggy, Sam, and Eric collect some fruit, which is eaten in an atmosphere of celebration. They discover that Simon too has disappeared. They suspect to climb the mountain. He has in fact gone off to sit in solitude. Meanwhile, Jack has gathered a group of boys that he is going to lead as chief. He tells them that they will forget about the beast, kill a pig, and have a feast at Castle Rock. The boys move off to the forest to hunt. They find a sow with her piglets and kill her. The atmosphere, both tense and violent, is broken only by Maurice's coarse humor and another, this time amusing, reenactment of the hunt. Jack guts the pig and, in his capacity as chief, instructs the boys to take the meat to the platform. He also divulges his plan to raid the other group to get some fire. They put the pig's head on a stick as a gift for the beast and leave the forest to return to the beach. Simon emerges from the undergrowth and approaches the pig's head, communicating with it both verbally and with silent understanding. Back at the conch group camp, Ralph and Piggy discuss the fire as the thunder clouds gather. The importance of the fire to the boys' rescue is repeated. Ralph broaches the subject of what would happen if they gave up caring about rescue, just as he considering the central question of what makes things break up like they do. His thoughts are disturbed by the arrival of the hunters. Jack invites them to a feast, but this is simply a diversion to allow the raiders to steal some fire. Afterwards, Ralph, Piggy, Sam, and Eric and Bill consider Jack's offer and the lure of meat, but are not tempted to join the hunters. Elsewhere, Simon is still communicating with the Lord of the Flies, the pig's head on a stick, which speaks to him in the voice of a schoolmaster. Eventually, he falls unconscious. Then we have the comment section. The split between Jack and Ralph and the establishment of the Conch group and the hunters are separate entities. Could be anticipated. It is a natural development of the differences between the two main characters. The ethos of the Conch group is in marked contrast to that of the hunters, who are primarily interested in having fun. The hunters behave in a primitive fashion, wear paint, use spears, are virtually naked, and live for the moment. Significantly, they have no conch or other objects to regulate who speaks and when. On the contrary, Jack's announcement is reinforced by two hunters in the stylist and rehearsed afterward. The chief has spoken, which prevents further argument. Piggy is pleased and relieved at Jack's departure, and not even the choir votes for him. Think about why so many of the boys later join him. There are references in ancient history to a god of the flies being worshipped by pagan civilizations. Although Jack has said that they are going to forget about the beast, the pig's head is still left as a gift to Placidid. There is a grudging acceptance of and respect for this unnamed being, which has been raised to the status of deity. The pig's head is left as sacrifice in gratitude for a successful hunt. There's a parallel between the way the boys defer to their god, the Lord of the Flies, and the way that they idolize Jack. He is, in a sense, lord over them, his own flies of minimals. Simon's behavior raises certain questions. In chapter 1, it became evident that he is prone to fainting. In chapter 9, it appears that he is epileptic. Simon's fit passes. Are his actions governed by his medical conditions? He may be hallucinating, however, his understanding of the Lord of the Flies goes beyond that expressed in normal speech and thought to an almost spiritual sympathy for the creature. And there you have it, people. That was chapter 8. Gift for the Darkness. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much for listening. And I'll see you in chapter 9, which is called A View to Death.